Rv14. And I looked, and lo, a Lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his Father's name written in their foreheads. And I heard a voice from heaven, as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps, and they sung as it were a new song before the throne, and before the 4 beasts and the elders. And no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. These are they which were not defiled with women, but they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto God and to the Lamb. And in their mouth was found no guile, but they are without fault before the throne of God. And I saw another angel fly in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach unto them that dwell on the earth, and to every nation and kindred and tongue and people, saying with a loud voice, Fear God, and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come, and worship him that made heaven and earth and the sea and the fountains of waters. And there followed another angel, saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up for ever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus. And I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, Write, Blessed are the dead, which die in the Lord from henceforth, yea, saith the Spirit, that they may rest from their labors, and their works do follow them. And I looked, and behold a white cloud, and upon the cloud one sat like unto the Son of Man, having on his head a golden crown, and in his hand a sharp sickle. And another angel came out of the temple, crying with a loud voice to him that sat on the cloud, Thrust in thy sickle, and reap, for the time is come for thee to reap, for the harvest of the earth is ripe. And he that sat in the cloud thrust in his sickle on the earth, and the earth was reaped. And another angel came out of the temple which is in heaven, he also having a sharp sickle. And another angel came out from the altar which had power over fire, and cried with a loud cry to him that had the sharp sickle, saying, Thrust in thy sharp sickle, and gather the clusters of the vine of the earth, for her grapes are fully ripe. And the angel thrust in his sickle into the earth, and gathered the vine of the earth, and cast it into the great winepress of the wrath of God. And the winepress was trodden without the city, and blood came out of the winepress, even unto the horse bridles, by the space of 1,600 furlongs.
And that video got me thinking about the time DA burned the South African flag during their election campaign last year. And I'm like to myself, everything the DA does is very intentional. They set the tone to embolden racist people to come and break the laws and go over the constitution to try and take back South Africa in a coup. I'm only understanding now what the DA advert meant when they said they are burning the old South Africa and reviving the new South Africa. I mean, with the current political climate of this country, the racial tension that is hanging in the air, Clearly, this is the new South Africa the DA was talking about, the one where white minorities are ruling. The burning of the South African flag, which is a symbol of pride and belonging of all South Africans, should be condemned at all costs. It is an insult to the country's democracy and the freedom this country has fought for, and for the ANC to get into a grand coalition with the DA, knowing what they have done, knowing that they undermine the democratic system of this country. They've always shown time and time again that they represent the minority, and that burning of the flag symbolized a new South Africa governed by the white minority shows me that the ANC doesn't represent or have the black people's interest at heart. The ANC choosing to lay in bed with a party that admitted to representing only white people and promoting private sector interests over putting all South Africans first, emboldened closeted racists to come forward and display distasteful behaviors online without fear and shame. The freedom they desperately seek is found in Washington, D.C. They want their own country? Where? The last time I checked, this is in the Netherlands. This energy should be directed to Willem-Alexander of the Netherlands of the House of Nassau, instead of becoming an unnecessary burden on us. It's so crazy how this generation of black people is only finding out that 1994 was all fake, a facade to keep our parents and grandparents in check through the Rainbow Nation. The foundation of our democracy was built on sand. I mean, if the GNU can allow outside influence like Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu to shake our democratic institution and to see the ripple effect of their actions play out to a point of a racial war and cause a great division, shows me that whatever concoction that was cooked for our grandparents in 1994 was pure bullshit. It was to stop us from getting a revenge. 1994 was the birth year of illicit corruption and selling out the black majority. It gave rise to black capitalists in the ANC, Mandela being the firstborn of it all. If this democracy was real, black lives would have been elevated and improved in terms of education, infrastructure, healthcare, security, and social services. There wouldn't be an opportunity for these racist people to come out and boldly do racist stuff in our faces without facing the consequences, if indeed 1994 was genuine. If indeed 1994, the birth of democracy, the birth of freedom for black people was really genuine, if Nelson Mandela had our best interests at heart instead of thinking about that 2 million house in Houghton in Rosebank, then really these kind of troubles will not shake us. People like Benjamin Netanyahu and Donald Trump will not be able to shake us. But they knew that if we target South Africa, if we wanted revenge against South Africa for taking Israel to the International Court of Justice, let us go for their democracy. Let us go for the democratic institution, the Rainbow Nation that they built. And that is where we will hit them. It is where it will hurt them the most. And indeed, it is hurting us. It shows that it was never genuine. The freedom that we're experiencing right now, the democratic state that we are seeing right now, the democracy, the freedom, the Rainbow Nation, it was never real. I mean, if outsiders can use that as a weapon to destroy us, it was never real. 1994 was never real. Nelson Mandela was never real. Nelson Mandela was a liar. He was a sellout. Winnie Mandela divorced him because of that. She knew that the man that came out of prison, that was not my man. That was a sellout. And today we are seeing the ripple effects of his selling out mentality, playing out live thanks to Donald Trump. He's showing us that this democracy, this we forgive each other, Rainbow Nation. Yeah, no, it's fake. And it's the weapon I'm going to use to get my revenge and to hurt South Africa. And here it is. Because if it was genuine, none of these people would have had influence on our political landscape that we're facing today, on our current political climate that we're currently facing today. There would never be room for racists. Yeah, racists are there. But they would have remained in the closet. They would have hated black people behind the scenes and come out in public smiling. But behind the scenes, they would have hated us. They wouldn't be bold enough to take it to the streets, to take it to the public and show us their ass, to show us how much they hate black people. They wouldn't show their racist behaviors in public like that, in such a distasteful manner. There wouldn't be space for that if we were genuine, if the Rainbow Nation was really genuine. If 1994 was meant to reconcile with black people, we wouldn't be facing such troubles. But hey, here we are. It shows that it was all a lie. So now that it was all a lie, what does GNU represent? Because GNU was supposed to be a reflection of democracy. It was supposed to be, all racially inclusive, as Ramaphosa liked to say, racially inclusive. So now that we found out that the Rainbow Nation is fake and all races hate each other, black and whites hate each other, what does the GNU actually stand for? Isn't it a waste of our time, a waste of our tax money? Because now we are paying ministers and over bloated government cabinets. We are paying millions to useless ministers that cause a rift into our society. They must break it up. The GNU, it must, dead it. None of them wants to work from the GNU because there's a lot to benefit. The DA is hoping that, hey, the ANC will slip and fall and we will take over South Africa in a coup. The ANC is like, hey, we don't want to let go of power. We still have pride. We don't want to let go of the little power that we still have. We want to show the GA and all these white people that we're still bosses, but at our expense. So the GNU must just be dead because it's not there to serve the people, but to serve interest and brush egos. What do you think about this segment? Comment to us in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and share the broadcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss these